exchange between Palestine and the member countries of the CBAD is very important step. It is a step in the right directions. It is part of building the capacity of the Palestinian state. Palestine is looking to be a sovereign, independent state, and this is starting from economy. And part of it to maximize its commercial portfolio with the world, increasing the number of its partners, trade partners in the world, diversifying its sources of export, of import, and diversifying the destination of its exports. This is very important for us. In Palestine in general, we see that year after year, we have less international financial aid. Last year, 2020, budget support came to Palestine is no more than 5% of the GDP of the country. But we see this also as a sign that we should increase our efforts to build commercial trade partnership with friends and friend countries around the world. I think we met here in the Prime Minister office, we met several companies, several businessmen and women who participated in previous CBAD activities. And they are actually, I can see, easily I can see that they are very happy with the advancement happened in the last 2 years. We saw that some of our businessmen managed to get markets in Indonesia and Malaysia and other countries, especially when it comes to olive oil products, date products. Also, it is very important to develop sectors such as manufacturing furnitures. We have advanced discussions with some partners in Malaysia and Indonesia in this sector. Let me just to be short, but let me say that such meeting you have is very important because in the context of building the new Palestinian economy. Palestine here now trying to make a structural transformation in terms of education and the labor market. We are more and more concentrating on vocational training, advanced vocational trainings. Now we have a new university for vocational training. We are starting an academy for programming and coding. So we are going in the path of digitalization. This is very important to remark for our partners in Japan, in Indonesia, and Malaysia. And I would like to take this opportunity to say that will be more than welcome if we can start more in-depth discussions about cooperation in such field of the training in terms of IT sector, in terms of our people can work on outsourcing as with other countries in Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries. At the end, I would like to welcome all of you. I see now Ambassador Zohair Shini also here. So let me welcome you, Your Excellency, and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Azim. Now, please welcome His Excellency Ambassador Masayoshi Magoshi, Ambassador for Palestinian Affairs, representative of Japan to Palestine. Mr. Magoshi has been serving as Ambassador for Palestinian Affairs since 2019. His Excellency Ambassador Magoshi is a career diplomat and has been involved in the region for more than 30 years.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, Esteemed ministers, CPAT colleagues, partners, and friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great pleasure to participate in the opening ceremony for the first two virtual business matching events after the outbreak of COVID-19 under the initiative of Conference on Cooperation among East Asian Countries for Palestinian Development, so-called CPAD. The year of 2020 was not an ordinary year, but a challenging one, forcing most people to adapt new realities due to the spread of COVID-19. People all over the world were forced to contend with a new normal, lockdowns, mask rules, economic crises, and however, it is important to ensure life continuity, especially business continuity, where hundreds of companies are scrambling to figure out how they can stay close, communicate, and survive the difficult economic conditions. There is also real opportunity in fully embracing remote work and relying on digital solutions. That is what
Mr. Ambassador, Zainab?
Your Excellency, we can't hear you.
I think there's something wrong from Ambassador Masuhiro's side regarding the audio.
Your Excellency, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
No?
now we can. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Okay, the year of 2020 was not an old year, but a challenging one, forcing most people to adapt new realities due to the threat of COVID-19. People all over the world were forced to contend with normal, lockdown rules, economic crisis, and travel bans. It is important to have life continuity, especially business continuity, where hundreds of companies are now scrambling to figure out how they can stay close, communicate, and survive difficult economic conditions. There is also real opportunity in fully embracing remote working and relying on digital solutions. This is what we will be doing by having two virtual business matching events. First of all, we would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Office of Quartet for organizing this event in coordination with the Prime Minister and Parliament under the spirit of one team. We would also like to express our deepest gratitude to Dr. Ahmad and Mr. Arafat Asfour for their efforts. Moreover, I am very grateful to all the institutes and organizations in preparing for and contributing to virtual business matching events. Special thanks to Indonesia as well as Malaysia that have managed to participate in this opening ceremony. We really appreciate your incredible passion and energy. Furthermore, my deepest appreciation goes to all the CIP members for their tremendous support to Palestinians in their political and financial activities. The concept of CPAD has been in Japan in 2013 to mobilize Asian resources to help Palestine build their nation, European resources. Specifically, to start contributing to realizing the myth based on the two-state solution by expanding donors base and enhancing existing support for Palestine, realizing the sustainable economy of Palestine. Transferring the East Asian countries' knowledge know-how to Palestine being a future nation is the key concept of the forum. If Asian countries share a similar experience in hard, prosperous nation states, that human capital is key in bringing about a true growth and prosperity. We have invested heavily in human resource education, transferring knowledge, know-how from generation to generation. Likewise, the Palestinians are on the same path of building, with a particular focus on human resource development. I am therefore convinced CPAT has the potential to be a comprehensive platform in bringing more benefits to Palestinian people, especially for the future Palestinian food, as well as for supporting the two-state solution through various developmental projects. Since its initiation, CPAT has focused on the key development of the Palestinian governmental sector through training. In 2019, we decided to expand the scope of the private. Therefore, in July 2019, we successfully organized the third senior officials meeting of the CPAT in Ramallah, while holding the Trade Day events, including the business event in Jericho, Hebron, tour, signing of memorandum in the Chamber of Commerce of Indonesia, Chamber of Commerce Palestine. At that time, Kadin Indonesia decided to invest on Palestine in the area of ICT, processed food, cosmetic, while in business people had a big interest on Palestinian olive oil, date, product, and marble stone. In addition, 6 business persons from Indonesia met with 70 business persons in Jericho and 44 business persons in Hebron. Based on these experiences, I am sincerely hoping that the coming business matching is to end on 3rd and 15th March will be the important step towards strengthening the business relationships, which would come the long-standing peacemaking effort of the international community on the basis of the two solutions. Finally, we sincerely wish the success of this forum. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Please welcome His Excellency Dr. Zuhair Ashoun, the Palestinian Ambassador to Indonesia. Dr. Ashoun is a Palestinian diplomat and politician. Dr. Ashoun served as Palestine's ambassador to several countries.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Do you hear me? Hello.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor.
Yes, we do.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, sisters, my brother from the Prime Minister office, Mr. Ahmed, His Excellency, Ms. Manal Dasuki, Director General of Trade, Ministry of Economy, Your Excellency, Mr. John Clark, Head of Mission, Quartet Office, Your Excellency, Mr. Mayazuki, Ambassador for the Palestinian Affairs, Representative of Japan to Palestine, His Excellency, Mr. Rozan Rozuli, Chairman of Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin, Excellency, Mr. Arafat Asfour, Chairman of Pal Trade, Palestine, Excellency, Mr. Fakhir Tayyib, Chairman and Permanent Committee for Middle East, Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening to all of you. First of all, allow me to take this opportunity to sincerely express my great thanks and gratitude to the government of the Republic of Indonesia and all the Indonesian people for their full and strong support towards our just cause, the Palestinian cause. Especially our great thanks and highest appreciation to the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin, for making this business forum and B2B meeting between our Palestinian businessmen and their Indonesian partners possible, even though being held virtually during the current pandemic COVID-19. We still hope that the same positive outputs will emerge as if we conducted face-to-face as well all used to do previously. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are very serious that our both countries can have more cooperation, especially in the field of trade. Palestine has many products with high quality that might be useful and beneficial for Indonesian people. For example, Majul dates, the Palestinian dates, is one of the best dates in the world in which the Palestinian is so proud of. Likewise, with olive oil also, it's among the finest olive oil in the world. And Indonesia, olive oil is even used as an alternative medicine for health. Not to mention marble and the stones, it's very possible for Indonesia to use them in many projects. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Palestine has been honored to enjoy a free tax for its dates and olive oil from the government of Indonesia. We hope that more and more Palestinian products will also be included in the list of free duty tax items. Before the end, we are not going to talk about the Palestinian suffering and the aggression of Israel against our community, our people, our lands, our cities. Everybody who's in Palestine knows the reality. We hope, Excellencies, Indonesia's government and all over the world will continue their support to the just cause, the Palestinian cause, to become free, to become independence and two-state solution as we have agreed for that. Lastly, we hope everyone will benefit from this virtual business forum B2B meetings. I hope that will be successful, and thanking you for listening to me and giving this opportunity to be with you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now, please welcome Mr. Jawad Al-Mouti, Director of Trade Development Department at the Palestinian Ministry of National Economy.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. You hear me?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, Dr. Zuhair Shin, and the Excellencies, the Japanese ambassador, and Mr. Arafat Asfour, the chairman of the board of directors of Trade, and Mr. Rosen, the chairman of Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. Fakhri Al-Tayyib, the chairman of the Permanent Committee for the Middle East. Good morning for everybody. First of all, I would like to convey the gratitude of our His Excellency Minister of National Economy and his wishes for this event to be successful and to accomplish the intended objectives. And also, I would like to thank the Japanese agencies for cooperation and development, JICA, and for their continuing support for the Palestinian economy, and also for the Quartet Office, and a special thanks for the Trade Palestinian Center for Export for their continuous effort for organizing such events and a meeting which form a real opportunity for enhancing our trade relation with CBAT countries, which ultimately will return and benefit for both countries. Honorable guests, we are in the Ministry of National Economy, and despite of the challenges that we are facing in Palestine, we seek to utilize all the opportunities and the possibilities to let's say, to work systematically and in accordance with our agenda and the strategic objective to utilize these opportunities and build upon these to get, let's say, more engagement in the regional market and international market, at the same time to create an enabling investment environment that attractive for, let's say, for the investor. Last year in 2019, we held a visit for Jakarta. There was a delegation, trade mission, consists of all the stakeholders from the private sector and public sector to Jakarta, and we met many institutions that related to trade. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Dr. Zuhair Al-Shin for their efforts during that visit. And we conducted a workshop and for many businessmen in Indonesia. And actually we see there is an opportunities for Palestinian products, and which is coming from the empathy with Palestinian, with the Jerusalem, all this issue. And we reflect these figures to our private sector here, and we with Bell Trade, and actually we work with many issues, let's say, like the packaging, the majul, and other kinds of majul export. At the same time, I think the exchange of these visits reflect the vision and the commitment of our both governments to enhancing our trade relation with our brothers in Indonesian and Malaysian market. Last but not least, if we consider the Malaysian market and Indonesian market, a promising market for Palestinian products, our trade volume has witnessed an increase during the last years, but yet it is just a modest value, and it doesn't reflect the historical relations as His Excellency mentioned. So we are more than keen to increase these numbers and to build the investment here and in Indonesia. We in Palestine, we offer many incentives for the investors, and that from our strategy, that building the industrial zone and industrial zone in Palestine. So I would like to invite the business people to take these opportunities in a serious, and despite the challenges that Palestine have, but still we are working with these challenges and transferring it to opportunities. And there is many successful stories that benefited from these, let's say, challenges in Palestine. As you might all know, Palestine signed many agreements with trade partners, and Palestinian products have an exemption treatment from many countries. For example, with the Arab countries, you talk about, let's say, 300 million and 50 people. Our export have, let's say, have a total quota free for this market, with the same with the EU and other markets with Turkey. So I invite all these investors to take these opportunities, and especially in the industrial zone of Palestine, to increase our bilateral trade and our investment, which reflect our, let's say, political vision in our two countries. And thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marti. Now, please welcome Mr. Roslan Roslani, Honorable Chairman of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Kadin. Mr. Roslani is the founder and chairman of Amana Capital Foundation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Your Excellency Mr. Masayuki Magoshi, Ambassador for Palestinian Affairs, Representative of Japan to Palestine. Your Excellency Ambassador of Palestine to Indonesia, Mr. Zuhair Al-Sun. Honorable Madam Manalda Soki, Director General of Trade, Minister of Economy. Honorable Mr. Shadi Sahen, Director of Trade Policy, Palestinian Trade Center. Distinguished participants of Indonesian Chambers of Commerce and Industry, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to warmly welcome Your Excellency, the Ambassador, and your business delegation to Indonesia. We strongly believe that the delegation visit to Indonesia will give great impetus to the forging of our two countries' cordial economics and business relations. Therefore, it is a great honor and pleasure for Kadin to meet your delegation and being a part of the B2B meeting arranged by Minister of Trade. Being a member of the G20, Indonesia is the largest economy in the Southeast Asia, and obvious that we serve as a gateway to business in the region. The challenge for the business communities from both sides is how we can leverage for mutual gain and benefits. We are happy that the relation between Indonesia and Palestine have remained firm, accompanied by sincere friendly ties. Although trade volumes between our two countries are still relatively small, Kadin believes that the prospect and progress for increase in trade is a matter of time. Opportunities are open to develop the right modality for our bilateral trade. There is a huge potential for improving our trade relation. Palestine is on the road to economic development. Indonesia is transforming into economic powerhouse. We are very close in our hearts and fully support your road to the Palestinian economic development. I believe that this virtual business forum will be instrumental in strengthening and improving our trade and investment relation. It will be a good platform for business communities from both countries to strengthen business collaboration for mutual benefits. Kadin is pleased with the signing of Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between Indonesian Chambers of Commerce and Industry and the Federation of Palestinian Chambers of Commerce and Industry in Jericho. This MOU is intended to intensify direct exchanges of information on business, technological and industrial opportunities, to promote and strengthen bilateral economic and business relations, and to devise proposal and policy measures in our effort to promote our bilateral economic cooperation. We earnestly hope that the MOU will also contribute another milestone, establishing greater understanding and confidence among our business players. I assure you that Kadin stands ready to play a role under the MOU framework, thus reaching to a new level of economics and business cooperation for many years to come. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Roslani. Now, please welcome Mr. Arafat Asfour, the chairman of Palestine Trade Center, PalTrade, and member of the board at the Palestinian Monetary Authority. Mr. Asfour has been active at institutional level and has notable contribution in social and economic activities.
Good morning, everybody from Palestine, and for sure, good afternoon for everybody in Far East as well. Finally, today we have this meeting, and still, unfortunately, we still have this meeting by Zoom. That means the pandemic is still there and we still can't fly, we still can't move. And we have another double problem that not only in Palestine, that we have the occupation obstacles, but as well we have the pandemic obstacles. But anyway, I believe that having this opportunity today is a step forward for us. I would like to start by thanking JICA again. And I believe the trade relationship with CPAD is a very valid and important issue for Palestinian trade. I think most of you know that in Palestine we have still a huge deficit in trade balance, more than $4 billion US, and mostly our trade is still with our neighbors, mainly some of the Arab neighbors and mainly Israel as occupation around. The good figure that in the last 3 years, the figures are regarding the trade with Israel is going down. Today we have around 56% of our trade is still with Israel. At some point it was more than 80%. That means, as Dr. Azem starting, diversification starting there. We have more with the Arab world, we have more with the Far East, we have more with even United States and Europe as well. Personally, I have visited Indonesia and Malaysia many times. I managed to market and sell our Palestinian marble. And you don't believe that one of our biggest customers used to be in Indonesia, in Jakarta. He's one of those who have a fancy project in Jakarta, and we supply many projects, fancy projects and villas in Jakarta as well. Maybe on this opportunity, I would like to focus again that what Ambassador Zuhair said. We have a free trade with 2 items, which is majul date and olive oil. It could be an opportunity to focus and making another pressure for other products, because you know stone and marble is one of the main items in Palestine that exported, and we're still ranking number 13, 14 worldwide in this term. So it could be an opportunity again to support this issue. Dear colleagues, I believe the opportunity with Indonesia and Malaysia is a big opportunity, since we are talking about a huge population in Indonesia and a selective market in Malaysia as well. Despite the distance, the geographical distance, but with some items, with some products, we can promote together and we can work together. Today, you can find the olive oil, Palestinian olive oil, on the Malaysian shelf and the Malaysian shelf and Indonesian shelf as well. So this could be an opportunity starting with, and majul dates as well, you can find it there. I still believe as a businessman, I used to travel at least twice a month to visit my clients worldwide. I believe after the pandemic, if business can't be made online, something, but this is what we have to deal with today. But holding B2B meeting, holding exhibitions worldwide, visiting Palestine is the major issue. I just want to mention that one of my largest challenges used to be to bring clients from abroad to visit Palestine, because everybody was ranking Palestine as a high risk zone. The moment people visited us in our factories, you don't believe what changes can happen direct on the man. Do you have such a facility in Palestine? Do you have such a lovely industry in Palestine? People didn't believe, because we are marked worldwide as risk zone, unstable zone. People, they don't, so the obstacle was bringing people to Palestine. The moment you manage to bring people to Palestine, to visit the facility, to visit the suppliers, dramatically this all will change. Again, don't want to talk a lot. Again, I want to thank JICA, CPAD for this opportunity. I want to thank all the shareholders. And yes, we have some trade agreement. We have some MOUs with the commercial chamber of commerce in both countries. But we need to activate these opportunities by starting visiting each other, by starting arranging B2B meetings, by starting producing our commodities, our products to your distinguished markets. Thank you and have a lovely day.
Thank you, Mr. Asfour. Now, please welcome Mr. Abid Hammouri, Private Sector Development Advisor at the Office of the Quartet. Mr. Hammouri has extensive operational and executive experience with customs and trade facilitation.
Thank you, Zainab. Good morning, all. Distinguished guests, the Office of the Quartet will continue to focus on expanding the reach of Palestinian products to the international markets by supporting Palestinian Seabed Trade Development Initiative, funded generously by the government of Japan. The Seabed Trade Development Initiative will help Palestinian products to expand their reach and marketability in the global market. It will also expand trade relations with East Asian countries. It will also deepen foundations required to ensure the sustainability of future trade relations. Additionally, link private sector companies and institutions in Palestine with their Eastern Asian counterparts. Capitalizing on the success gained during the trade development event funded by the government of Japan in 2019 that was conducted both in Hebron and Jericho, and based on the agreement reached between the Prime Minister Office, the Representative Office of Japan, and the Office of the Quartet, Malaysia and Indonesia have been identified this year for the virtual business-to-business meeting that will commence on March the 3rd for Indonesia and on March the 15th for Malaysia. It's worth mentioning that the social media training that was provided to relevant Palestinian companies as part of the Seabed Trade Forum will improve communications and interactions with different customers around the world, including customers within the seabed countries. The Office of the Quartet and the Government of Japan will continue to support the Palestinian economy and enhance future economic development initiative, and highly value this opportunity to collaborate with Representative Office of Japan and the Prime Minister Office on this Seabed initiative. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hammouri. Now, please welcome Ms. Moon Shang, the Head of Business Development at GlaxoSmithKline, GME in Malaysia.
Thank you, Ms. Jaina. Good morning and good afternoon, all the honorary guests. Dr. Ahmad Azan, His Excellency Mr. Masayuki, His Excellency Dr. Zuhair, Mr. Zawad, Mr. Rossan, Mr. Arafat, Mr. Abed, Mr. Taib, ladies and gentlemen, Bapa-Papa, Ibu-Ibu, my name is Moon. Warm greetings from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Happy to see all the attendees today, and thank you for taking out the time to network with some of the top exporters from Palestine today. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate Paltrade for making this event a great success. And thank you for inviting me to this virtual opening in Indonesia. Paltrade and our company GME have been cooperating for many years over in Malaysia, where we have assisted in all kinds of promotions, especially in the Mihas Halal show in Kuala Lumpur. It has been a difficult time for the exhibition industry for the last year due to the COVID-19. I hope that all of us here with their families and friends will get through this situation in best of health. And hopefully we can meet one day in person again very, very quickly. As you would have already known, Paltrade and the Palestinian exporters have been one of the seasoned international trading partners of Malaysia. And therefore, they keep coming back every year to promote the top products from Palestine. For example, like you were able to see a lot of Palestinian mature dates are being sold in many of the MBG fruit store in Malaysia. And this store have actually a total of 34 outlets nationwide altogether. Besides that, we have also a premium brand in Malaysia like called Ariha, whereby 80% of their products are actually imported from Palestine. And this includes olive oil, dates, and many, many more. We hope that more and more trading relationship, including stones, marble, medicine, F&B will continue to grow in Malaysia. And this will definitely benefit to all of our halal community in Malaysia. Before I end my speech here, I would like to share with you all that the business matchmaking event on our site, which is Malaysia, will be on the 15th of March, 2 weeks from now. So do join us to network with some of the Palestinian exporters and Malaysian importers as well. Without further ado, I would like to quickly pass back the time to Kadin and Paltrade, and happy networking, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chang. Now, please welcome Mr. Fakhri Thaib, the Honorable Chairman at the Permanent Committee for Middle East, Kadin, and the Chairman for Middle East and Organization of Islamic Conference Committee.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dr. Ahmad Azam, His Excellency Masayuki Magoshi, His Excellency Zuhair Al-Shum, Mr. Jawad Al-Mufti, my boss Rosan Roslani, Mrs. Arafat, Mr. Abel Hamouri, Mrs. Munchang. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am honored to be invited to this important virtual business conference and am to be meeting organized by Paltrade Quartet and JICA in cooperation with the Indonesian Chambers of Commerce. As we all know, economic growth and development are in severe disruption, leading to recession in several countries. The supply chains for most industries have caused a big drop in production, massive workers layoff, and a standstill in the retail sectors, all due to COVID-19. However, I believe that Indonesians' trade relations with Palestine are still important for Indonesia business players. Kadin, or Indonesian Chamber of Commerce, has been supporting the CEPAT program since 2014, where we organized the second business forum and B2B meeting in Jakarta. Since then, the interest from Indonesian increasingly in positively. In the opportunities and prospect side, it is clear that the current trade activities between Indonesia and Palestine have reached at the state where we have to improve the business dealing, especially the fiscal facility provided by Indonesian authorities to waive the import duties for date and olive oil. Palestinian export in the marble industry is also prospective. The famous major dates export from Palestine is also very prospective, but pricing must be more competitive since Indonesia also imported from other Middle East countries. I also believe that the prospect from Palestinian pharmaceutical product is very positive, especially the generic medicine. Other areas for opportunity, the first, travel and agencies. Tour operator from Palestine should be more active in promoting the pilgrim tour of Al-Aqsa. Visit the historic site in Jericho and Hebron, and other destinations with historical values. Dry food and olive oil. The presence of Middle East restaurant in Indonesia, particularly Jakarta, is important target for Indonesia's tourism activities. Hence, products from Palestine will be a popular food products. The third, stone and marble industries. As you know, Indonesia has a stable economy growth, and the country building construction sector is a prospective market for the unique and special marble from Palestine. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Zuhair, JICA, Quartet, and Peltrit for the continuous support to promote stronger bilateral trade between Indonesia and Palestine for the prosperity of the Palestine people. I wish this business forum and B2B meeting will be a big success. Don't forget, Indonesia government always support Palestine. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Thaib.
Zainab,
Abid Hamouri.
yes, thank you all. And just I would like to thank Ruwa Jaber from Bali Trade, who has been working behind the scene for the success of today's event. Thank you, Ruwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to thank you all for attending the opening ceremony of the CIAPAD Virtual Trade Day event. We hope to continue our joint efforts to expand the reach of Palestinian products to international markets. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. And as I said, hope next year we'll meet in person.
Hopefully.
Inshallah.
Best. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ruwa, I'm sorry I
Tomorrow,
didn't see your name.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and bye-bye.
Tomorrow will be the B2B meetings. I hope that everyone present today can be present. We start the B2B meetings at the same time tomorrow at 10 o'clock Palestinian time or 3 p.m. Jakarta time.
Thank you, sir.
We have about 14 Palestinian companies and about 16 Indonesian companies who will be having the B2B meetings. Inshallah, everything will run well.
Thank you, Mufti. Thank you, Mufti, again.
Thank you, Pak Mufti. Thank you, Pak Mama, Pak Bawazir, and Pak Helmi attend this meeting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ruwa. Thank you, Zainab. Bye-bye.
Jelas nggak aku ngomong tadi?
Jelas. Karena abang nggak cepat, kalau abang ngebut kacau. Tadi itu membaca jadi per sentence membaca, jadi enak benar.